Hello! So I am going to do a special unboxing today. This is something that I had bought a while ago. With the plan and intention to use it in 2024. So I honestly didn't do anything besides look to make sure it arrived. And now I'm gonna actually go ahead and go through it and look at it to prepare myself for 2024. Because as we are all aware, all of the members are now gone. And if you are friends with me on either Twitter or Instagram, you have seen that I have really decided to ramp up my Korean studying for next year and things like that. And this was one of the things I had bought with the intention of doing that. I don't really know level-wise if it's up where the level I am, but it still is going to be a great little fun thing for me to do. Essentially, the way they described the BTS 365 is supposed to be like a day-to-day calendar where you learn vocab words or expressions and things like that, and each day you'll learn like a new one. So we're going to go ahead and go through this. I obviously am hugely into things like calendars and planners and stuff like that. So obviously I was going to want to get this, especially considering that since, you know, this is going to be the second year now without a season's greetings. They didn't give me a planner again. So some of you might have seen, I took one of my own Make Your Chaos Cute diaries and I turned it into a planner. I have been reusing the Villains wall calendar, even though the dates are not correctly lined up. The date itself is not on the correct day of the week. I've been using it for like posters up on my wall again for a second year, and it'll be repeated for a third year next year. We got the Wii Photofolio desk calendar, but it ends this month. So this has always been my intention of being my desk calendar for next year. So let us go ahead and look and see what it has inside it. So the Korean expressions calendar. Okay. So off the bat, it comes with a packet of little stickers. I can tell by looking at them, these are highlighter stickers. So you can take them in whichever color you're choosing. If there's a particular expression or a date that you really want to make sure to come back to, you can put it over a part of it and it's like it highlighted the calendar for you because they're translucent, but they'll just leave the color. So it has that for you to help your studying. Obviously you don't have to use it for the calendar either. You can use it, you know, whatever other way you have. Do we get a poster with it? Oh, okay. A poster wall calendar. It's got all the months of 2024, and I can tell it's 2024 because it's got the 29th for February there. So they are giving me some form of wall calendar. I guess it'll go up on my other wall because I like also being able to change it each month. And it's got our lovely butter car wash boys, and each of them has a little phrase they're saying as well for us. So that's cool. That's very nice. Okay. And now the actual calendar itself. Wow, that is very thick, which makes sense because if you had ever used the Season's Greetings desk calendar or the Wii Photofolio desk calendar, it's a sheet per month. So this is obviously going to be bigger than that because it's 365. So there's a whole year of it. How do we pop it open? Okay, so the ring binders come right on out of that. So be mindful of that. Wow, this is huge. Okay, cool. Prop that open. Got it. Okay. So you get it to stand like that. I am going to go ahead and shift myself a little so I can see what I'm showing you. In the beginning, okay, it's just kind of got a little explanation. It's going to show you, okay, that here's where the date is, here's where the expression you're learning, here's what it means. Okay, it's gonna have little QR codes. If you did not know, there is an app called Cake, which is the new name for the Hybe education, what used to be Hybe Edu. Cake is what that branch of Hybe is now called. And they have an app, a Korean learning language app that you can use as well. So apparently you can scan that and it'll pop up the little phrases and stuff like that in the app. So that's pretty cool. So there's gonna be a different phrase for each date. So you'll have the date that tells you what, and then you'll have the phrase. Apparently, they're also going to teach it to you in. They're also going to teach it to you in the different honorific levels as well. Because, for example, if you're saying something like "borahae," that is in banmal, which is what you would say to like your besties, you know, things like that. But if you are trying to say that to somebody who is higher up than that you need to be more respectful to, things like that, you have to use an honorific level. Anyone learning Korean you know how difficult honorifics are for those of us who are native English speakers, because we have nothing like that at all. So that's a fun thing. So it's kind of cool that they teach you that. Then, okay, so it's got a little Hangul chart for you. So if you did not know, Hangul is the Korean alphabet. And it has a little chart there. It's going to start off with the vowels and how those get pronounced. And then you have the corresponding consonants, including bachums and things like that. If you do not know Hangul, this is not going to be enough to teach you, but feel free to comment to me or DM me or something like that if you would like to know some more about it, and I can offer some suggestions on where you can go to learn Hangul and things like that, guys. So there's that. Okay, it tells you how you read the Korean calendar. If you've ever seen any kind of fan cams, you're very familiar with the concept of how the year and the month and the date is written and stuff like that. So like people, you know, there's jokes about how do people know what it means when they see something like 19/7/6 Jungkook, things like that, you know. It's the date. So it's gonna have it right here, months and dates and stuff like that, so that way you know. And then we have right here we have Irwal, so that's January right there, which is literally just month 1. And then we have a lovely OT7. And then the actual calendar starts. So it'll have the day and the month right there, so we know that we're doing our January 1st right here. It has our first expression. So for example, on January 1st, our expression is, well, that makes sense, 새해 복 많이 받으세요, which means Happy New Year, which totally makes sense to be saying on the first day of the year. Has a little bit of an explanation and stuff there. So this is how the whole calendar is going to go. I'm curious because as I've been flipping the pages, there's been stuff on the back, and it's like that's December. So I'm assuming what must happen is as we get, okay, now we're in June 23rd, June 24th, June 28th, June 30th. Yep, okay. Turn the calendar back, just start over. So essentially then we flip it around. Whoop. And we will go backwards the opposite way. Again, we have our OT7, and now we are in July. So we have July 1st, new phrase. So that explains why it's so thick, but also makes sense. For 365 days, you just get to double it up. It's like when you flip back the opposite way to make your way back through it. So this is, again, 365 BTS days. As I mentioned, had been planning on using this next year as my desk calendar. I am really incredibly fired up to get my Korean level even higher. It has been one of my goals for several years now. It's always been one of my focus-ons for each year to continue to improve my Korean and things like that. When I went to Korea this year, I was really proud of myself for being able to communicate everywhere we went in Korean and things like that without having to like look up stuff and things like that. I'd like to continue doing that. And now that all of our members are, of course, conscripted and enlisted, I am going to be even more fired up so that over the course of this year, yeah, I'm going to get myself even more. So when they come back, I'm going to be fluent. That is my plan. It's not enough for me to be intermediate. I want to be fluent. So this I would not say is enough to make anyone fluent, but it's certainly not going to hurt the other ways that I'm studying or anything like that. I am actually in the process of finishing my scope for 2023. Or no, 2024. Oh gosh. My scope for 2024, which is I take all the different domains of language learning, vocab, grammar, speaking, listening, reading, analysis, and I plan out different text and content creators and classes that fill the domains, and I make sure I'm not ever doing too much of one thing at the same time so that I'm getting a well-rounded grasp of the language. I'm almost finished up coming up with my 2024 Korean language scope, and then I'm going to go ahead and make those tracking pages for my planner and stuff like that. So that way, once 2024 comes, I am ready to become a better Jenny, which means I'll be a better army for BTS, and I'm ready for that. So if anyone else is interested in being part of that, even if you are at the very beginning of your Korean language journey, feel free to message me or anything like that. And like I said, I can offer you some suggestions and ideas and things like that. Let's do this for Bantan, guys. We can do it. All right. We've heard so many times how, okay, they're trying to learn English and stuff like that. Hey, let's learn Korean for them. Okay. We can do this. We got each other. We're ready to do this.